It's August. We've been cooped up for months, but summer isn't over yet. Maybe you want to get away for some sort of vacation, but are not sure how to do it safely. Melissa Dohmen is a senior travel advisor and wants to give us a few things to consider for a safecation. Hey, Melissa.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, there was a recent survey that revealed what Americans are really thinking when it comes to traveling right now. Can you tell me what stood out?
We did a survey this summer to really understand how families were thinking about travel during COVID-19. And what we found is that 90%, which is a whopping number, said that cleanliness of their hotel or transportation options would largely dictate when and where they traveled this summer. And that's precisely why we've said it's the summer of safecations, because we have seen travelers really sticking closer to home, planning shorter getaways, and visiting anything within driving distance, really.
All right, so you're saying a safecation is the way to go. What do people need to think about as they decide when and where they're going to travel to?
Certainly. Well, I think you've got to plan ahead right now. That's the most important thing and kind of step one. So investigate and research things like whether or not there are travel restrictions in place. Look at state and local guidelines. There are, on-arrival quarantines happening in a lot of places. So that sort of research will help you determine, do I want to take a road trip maybe out of state or a little further, or do I really want to stick closer to home, knowing that some of these things may kind of preclude me from taking the vacation I want because you would have to quarantine or do other things upon arrival back home. So keep that in mind and let some of the experts help guide you in when and where to go this summer. I think for travelers, what they can do themselves is control what they can. So I would say if you can shift your travel dates from a busy weekend, let's say, to more midweek if you can, or if you can just visit a destination you've been to before, especially if you haven't traveled yet this summer, that can really give you a lot of peace of mind because you'll know what to expect.
And if you're going to stay in a hotel, how do we know that the hotel's taking proper precautions?
Look for hotel cleanliness information online. A lot of travel sites are providing this, Travelocity included. And so you can see on the hotel amenity card what health and hygiene practices are in place. That could be contactless check-in, check-out, hand sanitizer for guests, social distancing measures, and more. Look for that information online. If travel providers give it to us, we will provide it for you so you don't have to go digging. And if you don't see it, then call. It's very old-fashioned, but sometimes calling is the best practice right now if you don't find what you're looking for.
Is the travel agents, the travel industry, I should say, are they being more forgiving when it comes to cancellations and some of those fees that can be associated with that?
Certainly. I think one of the ways we have seen the entire travel industry respond to COVID-19 is providing more flexible cancellation options. This is true for hotels. I highly recommend that if you are thinking about booking something right now, you should look for free and flexible cancellation. We often have filters on site so that you can filter and look only at hotels that have cancellation. You just have to know your cancel by date so that you can go on and click in line on your account if you want to change your mind later on. I would also say activities are doing this as well, right? So if you can find activities or transportation options that offer the same thing, I would look for that as well.
Melissa, any final recommendations or advice as we maybe try to plan that last trip before the end of summer?
Certainly, I think travelers are staying close to home. If you are a little bit weary and don't know what your comfort level is quite yet, a staycation might be for you. We have seen travelers really booking hotels in the same city where they live, maybe just a different neighborhood, just to give themselves a change of scenery. So that is certainly an option. I think travelers are also ticking off their backyard bucket lists. So we all have those points of interest near home that we may overlook because we've got a bigger vacation on the horizon or big vacation dreams. But now is the time to really get out and see some of those attractions.
All right, very good. If you want to plan your next safecation, you can visit Travelocity.com, and YCL will be coming right back.